Hi, I'm Peter.
And I'm Ketmia.
Welcome to
the This and That Chat.
Why are you messing me up?
I wanted to do a duet. We never do the intro together.
And
Why did you stop talking?
That is why.
Listen, live on a set, you just have to keep rolling with it.
Yes.
And
I did.
No, you stopped.
We're still talking.
You stopped talking.
We are still talking.
Wow. We didn't do that. I wanted it to sound so nice.
Do you want to do it again?
No.
I can just rewind it.
Nope. Fail.
Here, hold on.
We're moving on. Oh, no. We've already done this before.
Because you like messing things up?
Kind of.
Okay. Welcome to the This and That Chat. I knew she would like that.
Don't even try to say you did that on purpose.
Because that's the way I talk all the time?
You spoke everything normal. And then what was that last word that you said?
Chant.
Oh my God.
You know why?
Why?
Okay, so
Say the truth.
that was a really bad attempt, okay, at a New York accent from Saturday Night Live.
Really?
Yes, because
this is a
you
skit
said,
thing?
no, because you said live,
I know. And I was thinking about SNL.
and then immediately I thought, live from
New York.
Homestead, it's the This and That Chat, featuring Ketmia and Peter. No, never mind.
I mean, okay. Double fail.
The sadness.
How
on
many
this
fails
side,
can we get in this episode?
apparently.
Actually, that's so amazing because I wanted to talk about that
What?
today, about failure.
Okay. Ooh.
Ooh.
If you heard that, that was my neck.
You know who cracks like that? That it's just like, what's that thing called that you squish with your fingers?
Oh,
Bubble
like the
wrap.
Bubble wrap.
Okay, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
She can crack
She's
literally
human.
every joint in her body.
Human bubble wrap.
She even does her ankles.
I do my ankles.
Oh, I don't.
That's the thing where when we're sitting on the couch and you're like, what's that popping sound?
I thought that was just age.
Sometimes.
Because that happens to me too, but I can't do it on command. But okay, so yeah, today's main topic is gonna be failure. We're gonna get to that shortly.
Failure.
Yeah.
I love how. So again, we said this last week, but we literally start. So okay, so just so we can put some stuff in context,
Okay.
we said, hey, we'll start off with the Super Bowl stuff.
Well, we always look at the calendar, just so
Right,
people know. We look at the calendar.
Because today's the Super Bowl. We're like, okay, yeah,
What
we can talk.
relevant things
We
are
can talk a little bit
happening.
about the Super Bowl, and then there's a long weekend coming up. Okay, ready? Let's go. Failure. That's what we're going to talk about today.
Well, yes, but before we get there, yes, Super Bowl. So
No, forget the Super Bowl. Talk about failure.
no, oh God, no.
So we talk about the Super Bowl. Today's the Super Bowl. There.
No, but none of the teams that we expected to make it into the Super Bowl did.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how it ties into failure.
What are you talking about? It's major success for these guys.
No, the ones who didn't make it.
Well,
A
somebody's
lot
got to
of them could
lose.
feel like we failed, right? This is going to be the theme. But for the ones who did make it, it's very, very exciting.
It is.
How many times did they fail before making it here?
Well, the Bengals have been failing since 1988.
Wow.
So
That's a long time to be pursuing a ring.
Yeah. 30 years.
That's commitment.
33 years.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow. Which is the team that we're hoping wins.
Yes,
today.
we're hoping we're
hoping
the-
it's a
the
really good
Bengals.
game. I feel like this year a lot of games went into overtime. Is that normally how? I don't remember
No.
that happening before.
No, there was a lot of controversy too
Ooh.
because of the overtime rules. So
See,
like
I don't even pay attention to the rules because I feel like the rules change every season. There's a
Yeah.
new rule.
well, it was like the Buffalo Bills game against Kansas City went into overtime, and Buffalo didn't. They came back. Remember at the end, they scored like a bazillion points to catch back up, and then they went into overtime, and they never touched the ball, and they lost. So
I mean, that's just unfortunate
yep,
how it worked out for them, you know?
I'm sure
It's
they'll
like they
change
say too
something
little, too late.
next year. I'm 100% sure they're going to change overtime rules.
But I don't even know why. I mean, to me, that's very confusing in any scenario, whether it be at your job or anywhere else where you need clarity, right, of how something works.
Well, the
And when
rules.
it keeps changing,
The problem is that
who are we trying to pander to here?
the rules are clear. They're just on the little bit on the unfair side.
Yeah, but you said they're changing. So why?
I'm sure they'll change it again. I think in the playoffs, it should just be another quarter, and at the end of the quarter, whoever's winning wins, no matter how many times they score. That's what I think it should be in the playoffs. During the regular season, if you want to keep it the same, keep it the same.
Right. Well, it's like in soccer, right? When they go to penalty kicks. I feel like that's kind of what overtime would be for them, no?
No.
Kind of. No?
No, because penalty kicks
Because
is a
everybody
controlled
gets the
environment.
same amount. I'm saying everybody gets the same amount of tries.
Yes,
Both
but
teams.
But it wouldn't be the same amount of tries because a team could essentially take 15 minutes with the ball,
That's true.
and the other team could never touch it. But that's fine. They played the clock.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's exciting. So different things this year with Super Bowl. Normally, we have had some sort of a gathering, right? And this year, we were planning on being out of town, and then last minute things changed.
Yep.
So now we're here, home alone on Super Bowl Sunday, which is fine.
Which is fine.
Totally fine. And in fact, it works out better
Yeah.
because I've actually been sick.
Which is the
For the
reason
entire
why
week.
plans changed.
Right, you know. And it's just better to stay home. But
Another thing that is different this year that I'm thinking about, we aren't going to have our normal Super Bowl snacks.
yes, I was getting to that.
Oh,
Yeah, I was getting to all, but we can talk about that too.
food.
Yeah. So right. So like all of Super Bowl Sunday looks different, right? We normally would have either family or friends over for Super Bowl Sunday. There's traditional Super Bowl food. Oh, I thought that was for me.
Nope.
Oops. I feel like my water just got stolen from me. Hot dogs, meatballs, hamburgers,
Some sort of cheese dip
chips.
with
Yes.
the chips.
Yes, all of that goodness. And that has all been ixnayed out of our lives.
And
Which I
it's-
don't think we've even talked about.
I don't think we have talked about it.
No. We have made radical changes to our lifestyle in terms of food and activity. Radical. And when I say
Yes.
radical, it's not an exaggeration. There was a one day to another cold, hard stop on, let's see what we took out.
Bread,
Bread,
pasta,
yeah.
sodas.
Well, sugar, so anything,
sugar.
right? Rice. And I would say dairy. Dairy.
Oh, dairy.
Dairy.
Oh, a really great reduction on dairy.
So, just so you know, feta cheese, let's be more specific, cow dairy.
Okay.
Cow dairy is what was removed. Because we still eat eggs and we still have very small amounts of cheese. Feta cheese is cheap's milk.
Cheap.
That's what I was, because I
Cheap.
was saying cheese and sheep.
Sheep's milk.
So it's sheep's milk.
But we still have had some regular cheese, but it's in such a small amount.
Like Parmesan.
Parmesan. We
when
did
you make your sliders.
Yeah, we did a little bit of cream cheese.
Yeah, but I mean that's because I didn't know it was in there.
Yeah,
it's unfair. But no,
you knew it was in there. I told you it was in there, but it was just a little.
Yeah, now I have to eat
tub.
it because you served it to me.
I told you before.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
we'll agree to disagree on that.
Well,
but I was going to say we cut all of this out for a month. Some of them a month and a half. Okay, and it was a cold hard stop. We went. And red meats.
Yep.
Okay, so we've stuck strictly to chicken and seafood, and then vegetables. That's all we did. We replaced our breakfast coffee, which was the only thing that we were having, with a shake. And all of a sudden, the weight just started coming off. Mm-hmm. Without there being a diet plan or...
Well, okay, so to be fair, Ketmia started doing this first. And I just kind of got stuck with like the meals and stuff that we were doing. So I wasn't really being as strict as her in the beginning, but I started to notice that I was losing some weight. And it wasn't like that's not the point of what we were doing. We were just making better choices to better fuel.
I like how you said that, though.
Fuel ourselves.
Well, and that's the thing. It was like, for me, it was an eye-opening moment because I feel like throughout our life together, we have tried several different things, right? To do weight loss or eat healthy or whatever. And you think you're eating healthy, right? But then because you're not having the fried stuff or the fast food or anything, but you're not, right? And years and years and years of like up and down, we would try things, we would lose weight, and
we've gotten into phenomenal shape a couple times because I got to the point where I was running half marathon mud obstacle courses.
Right.
You know?
But I feel like the mentality never actually changed.
Right. Because it all come back.
It was almost like punishing your body. Like, okay, now you need to get into shape. Now, you are restricted from eating all those things because they are bad for you. And so it's all like negative associations with things rather than viewing it on the flip side of it, where if you don't understand that food is meant to be fuel, then your relationship with food is off. Right? So I had this moment where all of a sudden it's like everything just aligned, everything made sense. And it was the defining moment for me where I had to choose. Do I want to be on medication or do I want to take control back? I hate taking medication. And being told by my doctor, you have to. You have to, because if you don't, your life is in jeopardy. Mm-hmm. That to me, that was the defining moment for me. Like, no, I have way more self-discipline than that. I have more than just, oh yeah, okay, let me just roll over and take my medicine. No. So for me at that moment was the reason why I was like, if I have to eat plastic tasting food, cardboard tasting food, if I have to have no more seasoning in my life, I'm good with that, And I feel
I was on board for you.
Yeah, of course.
Right? And then what ended up happening was I started to realize that we were eating better, healthy, than we were not healthy.
And I think you did have a struggle at first.
Yeah, it was a struggle because I'm used to, I loved my pasta, and my rice.
And rice was like every meal.
Bread. And like that was, like I enjoyed that stuff.
That's the goodness of life.
Like burgers and like that kind of stuff. But what we've learned to do, like we'll use burgers for example. So there's a restaurant that we absolutely love down here in Homestead that makes the most amazing burgers on the face of this earth. We've never had burgers better than this place, okay? If you're here in Homestead or you come down to visit, go to Chefs on the Run. Try it. It is amazing. It is literally a hole in the wall, okay? But the most amazing people own it, and they make the most amazing food. And we love going there. We love them.
And it's not just burgers that they make.
Yeah,
all their food is amazing.
Yeah, it's they call it Caribbean fusion food. They're Puerto Rican, and they make it's just so absolutely incredible. And we would go and get burgers from there, and we loved it. So burgers is one of those things that for us was enjoyable, but because of our choices that we've made, that was something that needed to go away. Because, you make a burger, it's red meat, it's got cheese, it's got bacon, it's got, bread, a whole bunch of stuff that's not, that's no longer on our eat list, right? And I just kept on saying, well, we got to figure out a way that we can do it. So we tried ground chicken burgers. They were good, but they just weren't what we wanted. And I have learned how to make ground turkey burgers that are just as good, if not better, than what we were eating before. And it's all in the seasoning, in the cook, in the temperature of the meat that you cook it to make sure it stays nice and moist. And when we have a craving for a burger, we have a burger. It's a turkey burger, but
it's a turkey slider.
It's a turkey slider.
It's very small.
It's a smaller.
It's weighed.
Yep.
That's another thing we started doing was weighing our proteins.
Right. We used to sit down and have a plate of food, scarf it completely down, and go back and get seconds. And now we're sitting down. We are eating on smaller plates. The plate's not getting full.
Portioned food.
Portioned. We're eating, and then.
And never ever have I said, I wish we could have seconds.
Had more. Yeah.
No.
And so for example, last night. So on the weekend we'll go and we'll buy some fresh fish. We bought some salmon yesterday, and we had salmon, zucchini, squash, yellow squash, and portobello mushrooms, with a little bit of cilantro brown rice. Underneath the fish, just like half a cup of rice, just to give a little bit of, I guess, density to the meal. And we looked at the plate, and I was like, I feel like this is a lot of food, because it just looked like it was a big plate of food. And then we looked at what we were eating, and it was all just veggies. It was just a mound of veggies with an amazing piece of, 8 ounces of fish. And at the end of it, we ate and we were so satisfied. And it was an absolute delicious meal. And I think that is what's helping us this time around, is the fact that we have found alternatives to things that we already like and enjoy, right? And that's why it's not a diet this time. It's a choice for us to eat better.
And I just feel like perhaps the things that, like right now you said that that's what's helped us this time around. I wonder if that's what you view that's helping you this time around, right? For me, I feel like I was willing to pay more than I'm having to pay.
What do you mean?
Okay. So I was willing to do whatever it took, meaning if I have to eat bland food and I have to become a vegetarian, that's what I'm going to do. Okay? That's what I was willing to do. And then instead of having to do that, I've been rewarded with, no, you don't have to starve yourself.
Mm-hmm.
B, your food can have flavor, and you can eat a lot of delicious things that just were not part of your shopping list before.
Right.
Right? Which is kind of what you're saying.
That's also another thing.
Oh.
The shopping. Okay, so
Incredible.
So this part of it was really cool for us. So as we're learning, right, to shop and to get things that we need for our body to function, fuel wise, what we've realized is that the grocery store doesn't need the center aisles.
Yep.
Right? If you are properly fueling yourself, you can literally purchase everything that you need to eat, right? Just going around the store on the outside. Before, we would make a list and go up and down every aisle, and every aisle, something went into the cart. You go down the drink aisle, juices, sodas, this, that, whatever other kind of stuff. You go down the cookie aisle, something went in there. You go down the pasta aisle, something went in there. The canned aisle, a lot went in there. And when you look at these cans, when you look at this other stuff, like it was just chock full of sodium. It was chock full of stuff that we were trying to eliminate. And we were like, oh, damn, what do we do now?
Right, because when had we ever read labels before?
Never.
And the reason I did that was my doctor, because I told my doctor my plan. I said, the next time that you see me, not only will I have lost weight, but I'll be healthier than you saw me right now. Mm-hmm. Okay? And he said, don't guide yourself on what the advertisement says. Read the label. Compare labels. Because there's things hidden in there that you think are not there, and then you're still putting bad stuff into your body. So I did that, right? Because a lot of things say 0 sugar, right? Mm-hmm. You've got 0 sugar Coke. And so people are like, oh, I can drink this because it has 0 sugar. Well, I started reading other things, right, that said 0 sugar or low sugar. And then you start looking in the ingredients, and something that says 0 sugar has something like a syrup or fructose. And it's the technicality that it's not sugar. It's a different type of sugar, but sugar, it has 0. Of this other type of sugar, we don't have to advertise it because we told you it has 0 sugar.
Right.
And it was like, oh, I see. And not just comparing sugars, comparing fat content, sodium, calories, carbs, all of that stuff. All of a sudden, we started seeing that things that are on the healthy list, right, or they're advertised as like healthy snacks. In fact, when you look at the serving size, it's like you can have 3 crackers for 300, calories. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah, I don't. You keep your crackers.
Keep your crap. And that was the other thing, is that if I can only have 3, why am I buying you? Mm-hmm. I'm just going to cut you out entirely. Yeah.
And we have slowly also reintroduced versions of stuff.
Exactly.
Like, for example,
so after we cut for a month and a half, mm-hmm. we started to reintroduce some stuff. And one of the things that we truly enjoyed every single night was we'd always have some sort of a cookie or something with our coffee when we were watching, our shows before going to bed or whatever. Because we're like dippers.
Yeah, we like to dip our something into our coffee.
Our sweet thing, yeah.
And we were missing that. And Ketmia went on a hunt. And she found something called the Ezekiel bread, which is flourless bread. It is just made out of barley and
lentils,
flaxseed and beans and all this kind of stuff, whatever. and you buy it in the frozen section. And when she told me she bought it, I looked at her and called her a dopey-de-dope because I was like, that is supposed to satisfy our craving. Are you insane? What is wrong with you? I absolutely look forward to that little slice of
One slice.
whatever the Zico bread is to have with our coffee. And it is like our treat at the end of the night. It is so good. It is delicious. We put a little bit.
I would have never said that bread was delicious before. Never.
We put a little bit of what's the
smart
balance?
Smart Balance.
Yeah, we put a little bit of Smart Balance butter.
So it's like a toast.
Right, like we have a toast with it. We toast it up in the toaster a little bit extra so it's nice and crunchy, and then our coffee softens it up, right? So we created an alternative that works so well that we're not craving the cookie. We're not craving the other stuff that we were missing before. And I'll be transparent. Kemia knows this. I've had, I'm out on the road all day, and I've stopped and I've decided, I've been really good for a month and a half, and I'm gonna eat, a hot dog, whatever, right? I break my mold, and I pay dearly. My body doesn't process it. It goes straight to heartburn. It goes straight to not feeling well in my stomach. Like it's incredible, and I've done it a couple times because fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm an idiot, so I go 3 times. So it's like it honestly, it's so much easier to say no now because I have suffered the consequence of saying yes. And I'm not saying that it's for everybody because everyone's going to do their thing the way that they want to do it. We're just talking about what we did for us and how it's been amazing for us. I've lost 39 pounds.
And so that people have context, I mean, we started this, it's 4 months ago.
Yeah. So November.
We're almost at a completion of 4 months right now. And I, as like women, have a hard time losing weight, right? I've lost 23 pounds.
Yeah. And
that's insane to me.
And it has been, for me, I'm not doing any extra exercise. I'm just doing my regular work, right? And to put that into context, I am a landscaper who's outside busting my butt every single day, right? In the hot sun.
So you do manual labor.
I do manual labor. But in the last 4 years, I've gained 81 pounds. Well, I gained 81 pounds, right? In the last 4 years doing that work. So the work is not what is making me lose the weight.
And that's a miss that we had before.
Yeah, it's me stopping what was going into my body that it wasn't processing. It was just storing it.
Right. And that's a miss I feel like a lot of people have. You think, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to work out, and I should see weight coming off. But the correlation between what you eat and you working out is so significant that I've heard in other programs, right? Them stress what you're eating. Watch what you're eating. We used to watch Biggest Loser, and it was a huge part about watch what you're eating, right? And it was like, to me, it was like, I've always just seen it as, if you're working out, you're punishing your body, right? And I think that they even advertise it like that. What does
no
they
pain,
say?
No gain.
There you go. So it's, pain is hurt, right? And so there's like all of this negative of, oh, well, now I'm supposed to suffer. And then you step on the scale once and you gain weight or you didn't move, you're discouraged, I'm out, right? Yeah, and that's what happened to us.
And just so that you guys know, our weight loss has not been, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. It's 0.9.
But every week it goes down.
1.3. 1.2. Like, it's just been a consistently
Gradual.
slow process. I've lost a little bit faster, right?
Men notoriously do.
But I also started at 150 pounds more than Ketmia, you know? So,
but it's been so to me it's like what so in the reintroduction, like we have not had any pasta. With the dairy, we still like, for me anyway, I mean, we're each making our own choices moving forward, but
yeah.
pretty much everything is the same. To
And
me, dairy is gone forever.
The only
because
dairy that I've put in, it's been very little. Like I'll do a wrap for lunch, and I don't do it every day, but I'll grab just a little bit of shredded cheese, and I'll throw it in there. But in reality, we only have shredded cheese in the house because Nikki's still here. But when Nikki's gone, that's not going to be something that we're going to buy.
Right.
So it's not. I'm not going to go and buy it to have it to use it.
Right. And but I'm saying, like, I realized that dairy and gluten were both causing me issues that I don't feel anymore. And there was one thing that you made in one of the meals where you put some sort of cream into it. I didn't know I was eating it. We talked about it in the middle of eating it, but it was such a small amount. You said it was such a small amount. And I ended up getting sick over it. So there's things that, like, you feel one way now, right? And you see that you're doing better all around. Why would I want to go back to that? Especially now that I don't see it like punishing my body. If I love myself, right, then I love my body and I want to give it what it needs to thrive. And if it means no chocolate, right, no ice cream, no pizza, no fries, okay, it's because I want you to thrive and you do not thrive on those things. And then that's just, it's different. Like, to me, it has been super easy this time around to be somewhere where someone is saying, hey, would you like to have this? And me turning it down.
Well, we've even gone as far as saying, like, we wanted to go. Yesterday, we decided, hey, we're gonna go have breakfast. Right? We can make good choices for breakfast. Just an omelet, no cheese, whatever. We left the restaurant, which was one of our favorite restaurants, and we said to each other, we could have made better breakfast at home. We had to restrict so much in it that, changed so much of it that it took away the deliciousness of in our mind, what was the deliciousness of breakfast there. And we spent $30 on breakfast that we didn't need to. And this morning we made our version of what we ate yesterday, and we looked at each other and we were like, that was amazing. And that's another thing that we've realized is we are eating, and we said this, I think, in a couple episodes back, where we're eating, it's almost like we're eating fancy, right? In what we're making and how we're cooking, and because we're learning new techniques and different things, but using healthy options of it, and we're eating amazing. We're eating so absolutely delicious that to go to a restaurant, I almost want to eat at home better.
Yeah.
And
we have found our places.
Like, we have a couple places.
Right. And it's interesting because now we're looking at a different side of the menu.
Right.
And I was telling you this the other day that if we were on the road and worse came to worse, right? And the only place to go to is a McDonald's, you can take me to McDonald's and I can eat at McDonald's. What am I ordering at McDonald's? A salad. And that's what I'll have. No protein, nothing, but I can find something. You can find something to eat almost anywhere.
Yep.
Almost anywhere, you know? So to me, it's just, I'm so proud because, and this is where I'm going to tie failure into everything, right? Is I feel like in this last, I don't know, like these last couple years, right? We have come, I feel like face to face with failure in like red letters in different aspects, you know, whether it be the fear of failing at something or feeling like we've failed at something. And then how do you rise up out of that, you know? And there is for example, we talked about me being in school, you know, and being in school for me has been like a roller coaster of emotions to this day. To this day. And let me put something into perspective. I'm taking a physics class right now. In my entire life of schooling, I have never even done 1 day of physics. I didn't even know what physics was. I had a vague idea of what physics was. And I just had my first exam and I scored a 95. Okay. And even seeing success, right? There's like this background noise of failure could happen, right? And it's this thing where the possibility of it sometimes makes me want to quit so I don't have to experience the letdown of it. But then also there's like this, no, I'm not going to fail. It's very weird. I feel like I'm at war with myself sometimes.
Well, you're doing something that's absolutely new and different. You're pushing yourself to a potential that has been stifled, not because you wanted it to be held back, but because there was no pursuit of excelling in that. So now you're doing something completely out of your comfort zone, out of the normal, and it's creating a situation where you don't think you can do it, but you actually are destroying it. You're like you're destroying the stigma of what you believe. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense. But right, so I feel like I need to bring it in all good because I feel like I'm kind of all over the place.
You are.
But quite some episodes ago, we said that in our family, we have had a motto since the kids were small, right? And that was failure is always an option, right? And, you know, make mistakes, get messy, right? And take chances. So there's been this, I feel like our family has been very pro fail. Like, don't be afraid of it. But yet there is fear still, right? Even if you're like, go for it, there's still, and because I just feel like we also carry this burden of, I don't want to let people down. I don't want to let myself down. We hold ourselves, I just feel like, to impossible standards sometimes, right? And there's that back and forth with it. But we have failed at things that we have tried before. And that's why there's been this don't let this one failure keep you from pursuing what you want, right? And so when it comes to school, when it comes to our health journey, I feel proud of where we're at, right? I feel optimistic about the future because we have tasted failure.
Mm-hmm.
We've been at the bottom of that. And I don't feel like you can really appreciate success unless you've failed epically first,
Agreed.
you know? So I don't know. I'm not going to say like I'm welcoming failure to come, okay? Because I don't want to fail. But it drives me somehow.
Well, we're also mature in the lessons learned from our failure, which makes failure less of a possibility because we've learned, right?
Less of a possibility or less daunting?
I think less of a possibility.
Because
You've made
you've learned how
adjustments.
to, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you've made adjustments on how you do things to make sure that you do things in a better way, so you have a higher probability of success. You know, I mean, I'm not to put that into into the perspective of failure, but like you have been extremely successful the last 13 and a half months in school to the point where you still doubt yourself. And I'm like, hello, look at your grades. You have been a straight A student. You're excelling in all your classes. The professors and the teachers and even the students know. Like there are classmates that you have that take their little jabs because they're jealous of your success in the class, and your response to them was perfect. No, I work hard at what I have earned. It's not because you're a brain. You're not you're not, the somebody who has been hiding under a rock and now you're going to be, the next Nobel Peace Prize winner or Nobel Prize winner, whatever. No, you have had to earn every single stripe that you've earned in the last 13 months. And at the end of the month, when you get your final grade, your final, exam grade, and you look at it and you're like, damn, I did that. Like, that's just a sense of pride. Why is it that you work that hard? Because there are things that you've attempted to do in the past that you weren't successful at. And you've made adjustments. And now you're using those things to do extremely well in what you're doing. I have tried running a business and starting a business and doing different things.
You see?
So many times for different things that have, that they have not been successful. My photography attempt was on the verge of being successful, but because of the failures from before, I realized that I needed to do something different. Even though I was succeeding, I needed to do something different because I needed it to be sustainable for our family. And I made a choice not to continue doing photography and to focus more on my current business because I saw that that's where I needed to be. And let me tell you, I'm glad I made that decision. I don't consider my photography business a failure. I consider it probably my greatest success because I started it from a $250 camera and YouTube videos to shooting extravagant weddings on Fort Lauderdale Beach. So, I mean, come on. I wasn't, it's not like I was just, shooting, my next door neighbor's kid for $150. No, I was doing weddings that were $250 a plate, for people to be there. And there was 200 people there, and people were getting married on the beach, in fancy hotels, in orchards, not orchards.
I like orchards.
Whatever. Like, there's no orchards down here, but whatever when we got to a point, like, even you were there with me. Like, it got to the point where I needed a consistent second person to be, another camera, and you became that. You
Mikey
learned.
helped you too.
Yeah, Mike helped. Like, I mean, we built that business piece by piece. And at the end of it, when I said, okay, I'm done because I need to focus here, I made that realization. I was like, okay, that was a successful run, but I need to do something else. And I've used a lot of those experiences to improve on what was already built here. And again, we're in a spot where it's successful, and I'm grateful for it. So I'm grateful for every failure.
But at that moment, we don't see it that way.
Of course.
And so then I feel like I think about all the times we've failed in our attempts at being healthier.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, okay, we're just gonna pretend that never happened, right? But in fact, I feel like all of that prior knowledge is helping to propel us to a lifetime from here on till the end of life, right? Of good choices and a healthy lifestyle. And none of that is punishment or bad or...
Right. And this carries, and I'll only touch on it a little bit. This carries on into a lot of different aspects of our life. Because, we're specifically talking about businesses or our health, but failures
or school.
Or school, right? But like failures in relationship with people, we've had in the last couple years some situations that have been extremely heavy and disruptive. I like that. I like that word to what the last couple years in those relationships have been. It's been disruptive. It's been extremely disruptive in our lives. And we are learning from mistakes that we made, not mistakes on our part, but mistakes in trusting freely, where it's caused us to have to learn some hard lessons. And I'm grateful for them, even though they've caused some distress. But I'm grateful for them because I'm making better choices, choosing the people that I want around me, people that are going to be good for us, not poisonous. Yeah.
Poisonous or toxic or...
Yeah. Poisonous is the word I'm using, but it's bless you.
Oh, so sorry, excuse me.
But yeah, it's one of those situations. So, but here we are, right? And we learn from failure to be more successful.
I mean, you'd hope so, right? You'd hope. And that's the thing, is you'd hope that with failure, you would learn how not to do that again. But like, we are not exempt from that. You know, you can make similar mistakes over and over again.
But I feel that a proper lesson learned doesn't make you immune from failure. It makes you immune from the extensive disaster that comes from a failure. Because it's turmoil after you fail. Sometimes a little bit more intense than others. But if you learn from it, right, and the adjustments that you make afterwards come quicker, then it's actually a failure that turns into some sort of a success because you successfully navigated out of that situation that was sitting with you.
Right. So where we sit at 40 years of age, with the multiple failures that there have been from every single variety. Oh, should we put him live?
Who?
Mike?
I don't know if he'll want to be.
Hold on. Let's do this.
He's been on.
Hello, Mother.
Oh, hello, son. Welcome to the This and That chat.
Oh, you guys are recording.
We sure are.
Yep.
Did you send a message out and I missed it?
We did not, but were you calling us to play?
I'm gonna be home in a little bit, but also, you guys text me at 2 a.m. yesterday. I was up till 1:45.
Oops.
Hoping you guys were on, and I would check Xbox periodically, and it never said you guys were on.
Oh, we are very sad because we really wanted to play with you. We had really amazing games.
I know Noah played for like half a game, but he was like really tired, so he just went to bed. So I was just sitting there playing by myself.
All right.
Well, we'll be on in just a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up our show right now.
Yes. Hello. I don't know if they can hear me.
They can.
Hello.
All right. We'll call you back soon.
Okay, time to disappear into the nothingness.
No, that just happened.
Yep.
Our kids
We just got busted.
are our greatest success stories.
Yeah. They are.
See, it's how you measure success. I feel. It's not, I don't know that it's so much tangible things, because you could have a bank account that it says to the world you're successful.
Yeah.
But have you succeeded in life where it actually counts? That's the depth of it. Like, do we focus so much on succeeding in areas where at the end it doesn't really matter? Like, where are we investing our energy into? And what is it that we learn from failure?
One of my favorite guys to listen to on YouTube and whatever. This guy's name is Gary Vee. I don't know, I've told you about this before, but he started literally making YouTube videos about wine that he was selling at his dad's winery, super small winery in California. And he's become like this entrepreneur motivational speaker. I don't know if that makes sense. And I love the way he talks about things, because he never ever, he's extremely successful. The guy's a multimillionaire, I'm sure. He's got $1 bazillion, I'm sure. But never ever in anything that he talks about does he ever mention money. People always ask him questions. Gary, what do I need to do so that I can be rich? I want to be rich. And he's like, do you want to be rich or do you want to be happy? because he's like, my friend, I suggest you go for happy. If the money comes with it, you're going to enjoy it a lot more, because you can have a bunch of money in the bank and not enjoy 1 minute of it. You know, this is a guy that wears clothes that he buys at garage sales. He is like, he films him going to garage sales, because that's how he started. He started going to garage sales, buying stuff for $5, and then turning around and selling it on Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp and all this kind of stuff.
This is like brand name stuff?
No, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Stuffed animals and Pokemon cards and like whatever. That's his passion, is to go and like buy little stuff and sell it. But now that he's traveling, because he's doing all these kind of conventions and all this kind of stuff, he goes on the weekend and he stops at at whatever.
And I'm sorry, I don't feel like I've ever heard you mention him. Okay,
I have. I talk to you about things.
Okay, but I would like to see him do like a little segment, right? Mm-hmm. But what a treasure he offered that crowd, whoever asked him that, whoever was listening to that, okay? And how many people got up and left that place feeling like, I don't even understand what he's talking about. What do you even mean? Because I was thinking, a lot of times when we're thinking about health goals, the motivation, and see, like that person's motivation is, how do I get rich? Mm-hmm. I want money. Okay. Health goals. How do I fit into a bikini? How do I love myself? How do I get to a body that I can post, about, and then people are going to like me? Like, these motivations don't make you stick it out. How do I get to this career? Right? Wait, you got to work hard. Guess what? There's always a cheat way. Right? So whether it's health goals, you can do the pills, do the plans, do the surgeries, and some people need that stuff. But I'm saying, like, for the majority of people, right? There's a hard path that requires sacrifice, whether it's at work, in a relationship, health, business, whatever. It requires sacrifice. It requires you dying to your own ideals and being reborn in this new mentality, right? And it's too much to ask for a lot of people. And then in a sense, right, they fail at what they're trying to do because they were never invested into it, And hearing from someone who is the definition of success, telling you that is not how you measure success. It's so, like, only a handful of people are going to walk away and do something with that. And it's going to change somebody's life.
Well, we'll end it with this. I'll go back to Gary Vee for a minute. So, he, in one of his films, or one of his recording outings, he goes to a garage sale, and they've got some really cool stuff in the front. He's got, like, he buys a bunch of stuffed animals from him. He likes to buy stuffed animals and sell them. He says he can get them for $1 and sell them for $5. And people buy them all the time, because in garage sales you sometimes get some really amazing stuffed animals that kids have outgrown, that new kids will now be able to enjoy, that are, anyways. So he finds himself a lot of times where he'll find a lemonade stand where one of the kids is trying to sell lemonade at the same time that the parents are doing the garage sale. And he was talking to the parents, and he's like, yeah, it's been a rough go today. We really haven't had a lot of people coming in. He's like, oh, that's okay. Sometimes you can, sometimes you don't, but today I guess not, And the little kid comes over, and he had bought a lemonade from him from before. He paid $1 for the lemonade. And the little kid comes over when he was getting ready to go, and he goes, "Sir, do you want a lemonade? Do you want a lemonade to go?" And he's like, "No, I'm actually good. I'm good. Your lemonade was delicious, but I don't want any more lemonade." He's like, I can give it to you for free. You can. I just want you to enjoy the lemonade." And he's like, "No, thank you. I'm good." And he starts walking out to the car, and he goes, "That kid's a hustler. Like, not in a bad way, but like he goes, that's the original hustle. Like, he wanted to give me. He has the mentality to give me another cup for free, knowing that I'm not going to take it from him for free, that I probably will pay for it again." And he was trying, and he goes, "Do you think that me saying no to him will stop him from trying to do that with another person?" And the guy who's with him he's like, "No." He's like, "I think that's just the way that he is." And he goes, "Yeah, I think that's just the way that he is." And he gets out of the car, he walks back, and he goes, "How much lemonade you got left?" He's like, "I got this jar." And he's like, "I'll give you $20 for the jar." And the kid looks at his dad, and dad goes, "Go for it." And he walked out of there with a jar and a straw. He's like, "You got a straw for this?" So he's walking back, and he takes a sip out of the jar. You know? And the kid, you could see him in the back with the biggest smile on his face. And he's like, "You've got to support the original hustle." And then from then forward, he goes now to garage sales, and whenever he finds a lemonade stand, he gives him a $10 bill. He gives him a $20 bill for just one cup. He's like, "Keep the change. I know what you're doing. Keep working hard." It's become an encouragement. You know? And I think that the way I wanted to end it was the fact that failure is going to happen. Right? But if you are being encouraged by someone around you in your failure, then you are a success. Even though you're not succeeding on paper.
That's very beautiful. That's really very beautiful. Because no one really ever shines a spotlight on your cheering section.
Yeah.
Who is there when you're like literally down on yourself and saying, "I can't," telling you, "Get up, you can." You know, and I'll carry you.
Our kids are an example of this. We have allowed our kids to pretty much make their own decisions from, would you say, like 12 or 13 years old? Like, our son decided that he did not want to go to school. He wanted to go to work. We supported him. He worked for a year and was like, "Oh, hell no. I'm not doing this. I want to go back to school." He lost the scholarships. He lost all the stuff that he had from school to be able to go to college at a better financial rate. And what did we do? We were like, "Heck yeah, go, do it." And he graduates now in June. Our daughter wanted to pursue a certain career, and we were doing everything that we could to make sure that she could have that opportunity. And she came back, she's like, "I want to change. I want to do something different." And we were like, "Sweet, go for it. Go, do it." And she's moving to Orlando in 2 weeks. So our motto is words to live by.
And it doesn't, and that's the thing, it doesn't take the weight or the fear of failing away. It's there.
But it's,
you know?
it's the encouragement.
Right. But it's
that it's okay.
Yes. It's like, go dare bravely. Go dare greatly.
Yep.
You know? And if you fail, you failed while daring greatly.
Yep. Get messy.
Make mistakes.
And
take chances.
always take chances. It was a good episode.
I know. Super Bowl, you know, it's just you and me.
Yes.
And one thing we love about Super Bowl is the commercials. So we will see what this year's commercials are like.
I saw some previews because they did trailers for commercials this year.
That's so stupid.
I know.
That's so stupid. It's
But-
so discouraging me right now.
No. They didn't show the actual commercials or anything to do with the commercials.
What?
Just the people that are in the commercials so that you can have wild imagination.
What?
Yeah. So they have one where they have Mike Myers dressed up.
He's still alive?
Yeah. He's not old. They have Mike Myers dressed up like Dr. Evil from
From your favorite movie?
Austin Powers. So there's going to be a commercial with that. And there's one with Bradley Cooper and oh goodness, what's this guy's name? They're just sitting in a car and they're like, what are we doing? They're holding a bag of Lay's. So you know that they're going to be a Lay's commercial with them.
Whoa. Hollywood is infiltrating the commercials?
Yeah, there's a lot of Hollywood in the commercials this year.
Really?
And I would say it's probably a smart ploy. Theaters are just coming back in. They're making push. Hey guys, come to the theaters. Come see movies. Come see people. So, anyways,
Interesting.
yeah, I think it's gonna be a different
We'll see.
different year for commercials.
Oh, let's do a quick prediction.
Okay.
What's final score in the Super Bowl?
Bengals by 10.
Oh, I meant numbers. I see a 34. Is that a possibility?
34-24 Bengals. There we go.
Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens with 34. What's
Yes.
the number 34?
Yes. If we get it right, people are gonna think we recorded afterwards.
I know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But thank you for listening.
Yes. Thank you for listening.
Today was a little bit all over the place, but that's to be expected.
That is the this and that chat. We started messy, stayed messy.
Ooh.
We took some chances,
Made a whole lot of mistakes.
made a bunch of mistakes. Failure is an option.
Yep.
See you guys next week. We'll be back on Tuesday. Bye, guys.
Bye.